Hey guys, it's the Ant-Man here coming to you. I want to do a couple trade recaps for you, trades that I took on Thursday and on Friday. Let's start with Thursday's trade. Thursday's trade was on URI. As you can see here, I have a screenshot of that trade and my entries and X's on that trade. It's just easier to show it this way because this annotated chart here has everything laid out as it was that morning. This is what I do every time I take a trade. I screenshot it like this, and it's a way for me to keep records of what I've done, and just a way of just keeping a paper trail. So let's go to the my trade ideas scanner for that morning. I'll bring that in, and I will set that to yes, it is 12:48 in the morning that I'm making this video. Because that is what I do. That's how I roll. Let's go to 8:30 a.m., which is the time I usually look at my scanner on 10:19. No, 10:18. Sorry, 10:18 was Thursday. And let's see what this pulls up. So you can see here the list of leading downrangers and gappers. SEE was a decent play. It wasn't one that I was too much of a fan of. See, TXT, CCK, and URI, they were all earnings plays, uh, which is my go-to. I love when they're earnings plays and earnings down gappers. URI had the best setup of the three of them. Was down 4.7%, down 650 from the prior close. Uh, love the institutional percentage here, and a very low short float. CCK2, also earnings play, great institutional percentage, but 10% on the short float. I felt I had a better play here on URI. Let's bring this back out. So as you can see here, URI, the pre-market was just kind of chopping around the VWAP. There really wasn't much. There were little ticks here and there. First candle to open up, put this little hammer in, so I wasn't really certain about the play. Um, but what I ended up doing here, as you can see, I got in short 500 shares because everything else in the setup lined up for me. So I did have some conviction in this trade, and I went in with 500 shares. You know, I didn't have full conviction, or I probably would have hammered it with 1,000 shares. So I went in about half size, 500 shares here. And then if we go through here, you can see as this came down where I covered. This line I drew here was kind of my what I call point of no return. The area that I feel once the stock crosses that line, it's going to keep selling for the next few minutes, at least down to the next area of support, which is exactly what URI did over here. It broke what I call my proverbial point of no return, and then this thing just kept selling and selling right down to this 129.44 area of support from the daily chart. And you can see here my covers took off half at the 131.21 area, which was right around here. Then I started just taking out quarters, quarters. I have hotkeys for sell, sell whole amount, sell half, sell quarter. So I just kept scaling out quarter, I believe, on these small amounts here, which leads me to a side note. I know there are a lot of traders, a lot of new traders, some struggling traders that are afraid to scale out of a position because of commissions. And I totally get that. I was there once. But the 2 points I will make about that is it's think of it as tuition, guys. Your commissions, the little bit of money that you're going to lose, which we're all going to lose money at some point in this, and the whole goal is to make a lot more than you lose. It's all a cost of learning. It's a cost of tuition. It's like going to college or university. It's the money you got to pay to get the education. And the point B that I was going to make about this is even with all this scaling out, my total commissions on this entire trade were $3.50. Yes, so just to put that into perspective, this is a lot of scaling out, in my opinion, on a decent sized position. and it was $3.50 in commission. So I do have this is a Lightspeed is the platform I'm using for this particular trade, and their commissions happen to be pretty good. But nevertheless, those things are negotiable with your broker. And if you're not happy with your broker, get up and walk out. Find a new broker. There are tons out there. But anyway, not to get off on a tangent, I just wanted to make the point that this entire trade here was $3.50 in commissions. So for those of you that are concerned about scaling out of a position because the commissions are going to eat into your profits, yes, they will, especially if you're taking really small size or you're trying to grow a small account. But it's not going to cut in to your account the way some of you feel it may. Some of you who do have more expensive brokers, it may, and that's goes back to my previous point. Call up your broker, negotiate, tell them you can get a lower price elsewhere, and if they don't want to play ball, leave. Go find the other broker. You have to do what's best for you and your pocket and your wallet and your account. So that said, that was my trade on URI, and if I recall, on this trade here, I did take home a total of about 350, 380, something around there. No, I'm sorry, it was $400, just over 400 on this trade. Um, Less than 350 in commission, so it was just over $400 on this trade. Very very nice, clean trade. Another one and done trade using my down gapper strategy. And now for Friday's trade. Friday, I will pull up. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Let's go to historical date and change this to 10/19. Okay, and here we have the leading downranger for that morning was OZK. Let me move this over here, pull this back, go to the 1 minute chart, and pull this guy over. And OZK is the trade I took on Friday. There were a couple other candidates on here. YECO. YECO was a one of these penny runners that was up 1,000,000% the day before, so I really didn't want anything to do with it. eBay doesn't have enough range for me. Team was a decent one. I don't remember what was the issue with Team, why I didn't play Team. It wasn't earnings play, as was OZK. Um, Let me go to Team here for a second. Yep, I remember why. It was this here caught support right off this level here and started moving up. That's why I didn't take the trade in Team. So where is my downrangers? So OZK was the trade that I took that morning, and what I will do is bring in my order entry for that morning. And as you can see, this here started to take off pre-market just before the bell. This shaded area where it turns black is the 9:30 mark. So I did get in 1,000 shares short. 2 minutes before the bell. But sometimes, you have to, and I will do that. I'm not afraid to take a trade pre-market, and I'm not advocating a pre-market trade. I'm just saying that I have done it in the past, and I'm not afraid to do it when the setup is there. There is more risk trading pre-market, such as more volatility, less liquidity, and you can be fucked around with by market makers. So those are some of the things to be aware of if you are going to take a pre-market trade. And like I said, this is not advice to do so. You do it at your own risk, but something that I am comfortable with because I have done it numerous times in the past. So that said, the trade here was 1,000 shares short at 26.50 when I saw it coming into this level of pre-market support, which I was hoping for it to become resistance, and that is exactly what it did. I had an order ready out there at 26.50 to go short, and luckily on this one there was enough liquidity where I did get filled. This immediately washed down almost a point before the bell, and as you can see, before the bell even sounded, I did take profits at 25.89. I took half my position off, and I was going to let the other half run to see what this actually did. When the market opened, there were these top wiki candles, which were a positive sign to me that this was going to keep moving down. And as this thing kept coming down, I took off at 25.18. I took off half of my remaining position, 250. And I was aware that there was this whole number of 25 right here. Um, that may act as support, and on the daily chart 2510 was also an area of historical support. So I kept my eye on the price action, and as this came back up and started to show a little bit of strength, I took off the rest of the position at 25.35, and that was the entire trade on OZK. And this was also a very nice one and done, especially for a Friday, a one and done trade. So yeah, that about covers everything for these two trades, and I do plan on doing a full video lesson on my down gapper strategy. I just want it to be done right, and I want it to be done the right way. I don't want to leave anything out, so it's something that I am working on behind the scenes. I know I've been asked by a couple of members in chat about my down gapper strategy. There are a couple of you that really like it, so I'm going to be doing a full video lesson on the down gapper strategy that I am playing. Look for that to be out hopefully this week, but you will all get the link in chat once it is up. And that about does it for me. So you all have a great night. Any questions, please hit me up in chat if you're a Trick Trades member. And you can always hit me up on Twitter. I will leave my handle in the link below. It is at the Tony Manji. And you can always just leave your questions or comments in the comments below. So I hope this video helped you guys out, and I'll catch you later.